Steve Cease, LP Illinois Chair, here with another candidate interview. This time we're up in DeKalb County, and Sasha Cohen's running for county board. Sasha, what's up, man?
Hey, Steve. It's good to be here.
Yeah. So tell me about your race. And I know that you're a fairly newer libertarian. You came over from the Andrew Yang ranks, right?
Yeah. So after the Yang campaign ended in February, I started getting more involved in the Illinois LP. And that kind of drove me to run. And I've got a really interesting race. You know, it's a two-way race, just me and an incumbent Democrat who was appointed to the office in April. She's not actively campaigning. She has no website, no Facebook page. So I'm really well positioned in this race to win and have another elected libertarian right here in Illinois.
Tell me about DeKalb County, because it's kind of a weird, it's almost the suburbs, but not really the suburbs. It's a university county. So tell me about the political landscape up there.
We have a little bit of everything in DeKalb. You know, Northern Illinois University is the anchor right in town. And then surrounding that, we have this sort of suburban kernel that spreads out into farmland into the outer parts of the county. The district I'm running to represent is just north of the university in what's called the North Glidden neighborhood, and then up in a suburban area near the north end of the district. It's a fairly moderate area, pretty even split, about 60-40 Democrat-Republican. And as a county, we're also fairly evenly split. Traditionally, the county board has an even number of Democrat and Republican members. Somehow a Democrat manages to remain county board president for the last 6 or 10 years. But yeah, we tend to be fairly balanced politically.
So what we talked about your political past a little bit. What brought you to the Libertarian Party? What made you decide, okay, this is the movement that I'm gonna jump into head first and run for office?
Sure. So I've always philosophically been a libertarian, and those stances are actually what brought me to Andrew Yang in the first place. You know, when he talked about things like automatic sunsets for any new business regulations and using UBI as a transition away from the existing means-tested welfare state, those resonated with me as a libertarian. And then after seeing how the DNC treated him, treated his campaign, and all of that, I realized that there's just no home for anybody outside the ideological orthodoxy that is the modern centrist Democratic Party. So I dove headfirst into a place where I knew real change was possible and real change is coming. So
what's going on in up there in DeKalb County? What types of things do you want to get done on the county board, man?
Sure. So one of the things that I'd really like to see is some comprehensive criminal justice reform. Primarily what I'd like to do with that is something similar to what Ann Arbor recently did, where they decriminalized psilocybin. I would like to use our authority as the county board to deprioritize the enforcement of low-level possession of all drugs. You know, we have an addiction problem out here. We're off 88, which is frequently called the heroin highway. We don't get it quite as bad as some of the near western suburbs like Naperville, where I grew up, but it's still a very prevalent problem. And I think people are finally ready to admit that you can't police your way out of addiction. You have to treat it as a mental health issue, as a public health issue. And so by transitioning resources away from the county sheriff's department and taking that out from under their umbrella, I think we can start seeing some real positive change.
All right, two-way race. You got some great issues that you're running on. How does somebody help support you and get you in the county board in DeKalb County?
Sure thing. So if you want to check me out on Facebook, my page is Sasha for DeKalb. My website is Sasha, that's SASHA, the letter 4, DeKalb.com. And I've got a nice little donate link right up at the top of that page. We are in a really competitive race. It is a winnable race, one of the most winnable that I see around the state. We just need a little bit more to push us over the edge and get those pieces of literature out to voters and everything else that it takes to really win.
One of the smartest campaigners I know, Sasha Cohen, got a real chance to win that race. Go support him. Send him some cash. He needs yard signs. He needs lit. He needs all the stuff it takes to win this race in the next 5 weeks. Good luck, brother. Thanks for doing this, and thanks for running. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Steve.